want one planter to be all basil, or do you want to do some that are a mixture of
we could do all
different types?
Mixture.
Alright, maybe we should let's do some that are just one. Like maybe we do a couple trays of just basil, because that's probably pretty popular. And then we can do like some mix and matching ones.
So being a part of the garden club is really fun because it feels good to grow stuff. You can see life growing as you go on every Tuesday. And it just feels cool watching your own thing grow, and it feels like, I don't know, like you feel good about yourself and you're like, I can make an impact on the world just by doing simple things.
I just like gardening because my mom inspires me about it too. And in the summer, we go outside and just we garden. Like, we garden a lot and all that.
I think that the garden club has really given an opportunity to a diverse group of students who might not have otherwise fit into particular clubs to just come in and be part of the group, be very accepted by their peers, and to be able to learn something along the way.
Right now we're planting oregano, parsley, chives, basil, sweet basil, and that's all.
So we've partnered with the Buildings and Grounds of Landscapers over at Chicopee Comprehensive High School, and they're actually building the structure for us.
So this is our greenhouse that we have outside. It's not built yet. It's going to be perfect. They're going to bring in a tractor and rototill it. And our ideas were, some people had like ideas to put a pond in, doors, benches.
Gotta keep pushing, Nate. There you go.
So this right here is our Dupont greenhouse project, which was started last fall when we took the idea to Mr. Theriault, and he was very excited about the idea of having a greenhouse. We'd already had the garden going for a little bit, and he was like, yeah, this will be an exciting new project. So we did some fundraising last year, and then over the summer we got the Comp Horticulture program on board, and now they're doing an awesome job actually building the greenhouse, which we're very excited about. So come spring, our Dupont Garden Club will be planting the greenhouse, and then we'll be using those starts in our garden and then also distributing them to other gardens around the district.
A lot of people call it a greenhouse. We actually call it a high tunnel, and the difference is that it has an earth ground and not a concrete ground. So over at the school we have a full greenhouse which has heat, some cooling, electricity, and a concrete floor. In here it doesn't have any of those modern technologies. So the versatility of a high tunnel or a hoop house is that you can grow in it earlier in the spring, later into the fall, and that you can vent it using a low-tech technology. There's no electricity, there's no fans. You can certainly add some of that as you go, but you're basically using the power of the sun to heat it in the winter.
We can take the plants that they grow inside and plant it where it can be like more nourished and whatnot and grow fuller than it would usually in a pot or something.
I think it's just great to have students have something that's what they consider a non-academic activity, but realistically they're learning science, they're learning math, they're learning social skills, getting along with each other, and it's a great time where they can just come together and have some fun.
I have always heard that food is one of the things that brings a community together. It really helps them understand where they're coming from, who they are, and you can share what you know. So I really do believe that that's a thing. It helps people create a bond.
Because the kids really work close next to one another, and they get to socialize, and they're not just stuck behind a computer or stuck doing some papers. They really have to learn to work together and get to be outside and just experience growing food and working in a garden a little bit differently.
Initially their responses, they don't like dirt, but they kind of, soften pretty quickly because it's fun. It's, who doesn't like just kind of slinging some soil around and seeds and learning about, how many seeds to put in a cell, or how do you prune basil so that we can take it off and the plant will still live, to produce again. So these just little nuances that they're able to learn along the way.
It makes me feel happy, actually, and it makes me feel like I'm doing something good for my family. I feel like I'm doing something good for the city of Chicopee, really.
It also feels good to be a part of the community and help out people too.
You'd probably really like it here if you like getting your hands dirty and stuff.